Well, it's a classic Francis document. What we have here is no major change in the church doctrine, but a change in the way that doctrine is put into practice. That's Francis's key point in this 260-some page document, saying throughout it, Michaela, that non-judgment of complex family situations is the way to go. What he's doing is twofold. One is to say to people who are in divorce situations, who are in family situations, which the church calls irregular, the non-traditional family, saying you are welcome into the church, we are opening the doors to you, and also to say to his priests and to other Catholics that the emphasis needs to be on the welcome to these people. One of the big questions going into this debate on the family was about divorced people, in particular divorced and remarried Catholics, because in the Catholic Church, if you are remarried after a divorce, you cannot participate in a lot of the activities of the church, such as taking communion, for example, which is the big one, but also being a godparent, reading at Mass, and so on. The Pope addresses that in this way. He says, divorced people who have not remarried and often bear witness to marital fidelity ought to be encouraged to find in the Eucharist the nourishment they need to sustain them in their present state of life. So first of all, an appeal to people who are divorced without being remarried. You are welcome into the church, because some people get confused about that. And then to the divorced and remarried question, the Pope says we're going to put that to the local level. It's between the individual conscience and the priest to decide the particulars of that situation. We're not going to have a blanket norm excuse me, coming from Rome. That's one of the major points of this document, putting things back to the local level, allowing the priests and the people to make the decision based on their individual case.
Pope Francis says the Catholic Church should apologize to gay people. The Pope said that to reporters yesterday on the papal plane on his way home from Armenia. He said, quote, I believe the Church should not only apologize to this person who is gay, whom it has offended, but has to apologize to the poor, to exploited women, to children exploited for labor. It has to ask forgiveness for having blessed many weapons. So
Pope Francis granting all Catholic priests the right to forgive abortion. In a letter to priests, the Pope writes that there's no question that abortion is considered a grave sin under Catholic law, but adds, quote, there is no sin that God's mercy cannot reach and wipe away when it finds a repentant heart. The Pope concludes every priest may provide support and comfort to facilitate reconciliation. This is a big deal for Catholics, because there is a culture within that faith of ostracizing people who do certain things. You used to not be able to receive communion when you got divorced. Yeah. That's still in the books. So this Pope has been trying to inch the individual pastor to make the rules for their own congregation.
Right, towards forgiveness.